But that can't even be real.
But,
that's the thing.
Human being.
But I don't
But hey,
understand.
When DDG caught wind that Halle Bailey slapped him with a restraining order, Brew was looking like he just seen a ghost.
No, I'm saying, but I don't know.
Yo.
Now the streets is talking, and word is, there's footage out there that proves everything Halle been saying. This whole saga just flipped on its head, and guess what? I got all the receipts. Let's get into it. Restraining order and allegations. In a bombshell development that had social media in an absolute frenzy, Halle Bailey filed for and secured a domestic violence restraining order against DDG on May 13, 2025. This legal move marked a major escalation in what had previously been portrayed as a relatively civil, if sometimes tense, co-parenting situation. According to court docs filed in Los Angeles County Superior Court, Bailey alleged multiple instances of physical, verbal, emotional, and financial abuse since their breakup in October 2024. The restraining order, which was granted by a Los Angeles judge, requires DDG to stay at least 100 yards away from both Halle and their son Halo, including at Halo's school and Halle's whip. The court filing contains some wild details of specific incidents that allegedly popped off in the months after they split. One of the most serious allegations involves an incident from January 2025 when DDG pulled up to Halle's crib to pick up their son. According to the documents, Halle was trying to discuss a visitation schedule with DDG while buckling Halo into his car seat when things got heated. Bailey claims that DDG got in his feelings during this conversation and repeatedly told her to get out of my car, B-word. When Halo started crying from all the tension, Halle says she got worried about DDG bouncing with him in such an agitated state and tried to stay in the vehicle. This, according to her account, led to hands being thrown as DDG was trying to force her to get out the car. During this alleged altercation, Halle claims that DDG pulled her hair, slammed her face on the steering wheel, and chipped her tooth. She says she was in pain and crying, but stayed in the whip for the ride to DDG's spot because she was still concerned about Halo. When they got there, she reportedly told his family what went down, and after they promised they'd look after the baby, she dipped. Halle claims she was hysterical after the incident, with bruises all over her body, especially on her arms, which she snapped pics of and included in her restraining order filing. She also threw in photos of her chipped tooth as evidence of the alleged physical abuse. But this wasn't the only incident detailed in the court docs. Halle also described another disturbing event from March 2025. According to her account, DDG creeped her out when he showed up at her crib and entered without permission, going to her bedroom. He allegedly snapped a pic of her empty bed and texted it to her with the message, "Now I know what you've been on, LOL." Halle took this as DDG accusing her of smashing other dudes. 4 days after this incident, she claims the situation got even more wild when DDG pulled up to her house again. Halle says she told him that she and Halo were sick with RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, and that she didn't want Halo leaving the crib in that condition. According to her account, this had DDG hot. She alleges that he smashed her Ring doorbell camera, knowing it was recording, and snatched her phone. As he peeled out, she claims he tossed her phone out the window and yelled, "Go get it, B." This incident apparently pushed Halle to file a police report. She stated in her court filing that she's got Ring camera footage to back up her side of the story. It's worth noting that this March incident seems to line up with when DDG was publicly claiming that Halle wasn't letting him see his son, even dropping the track "Don't Take My Son" and making statements on live streams about being blocked from seeing Halo when he was sick. The court documents also allege that DDG has been verbally abusing Halle, frequently calling her a or evil in front of their son. On top of that, she's accused him of financial abuse, though the specific details of these allegations haven't been fully put out there in public reports. Halle further claimed in her filing that the final straw came during a Mother's Day weekend trip with Halo and her sister to St. Lucia. According to her account, DDG texted her a link to social media posts claiming she was on the island with singer Brent Faiyaz. She replied, "Not with any man out here. I wouldn't do that. I have Halo. Please let me enjoy my Mother's Day in peace. I hope you're okay and feel better soon." In addition to the physical distance requirements of the restraining order, the judge also gave Halle the green light to take their 18-month-old son, Halo, to Italy, where she'll be filming a movie for Universal Pictures for 2 months, starting in June 2025. This decision addresses Halle's immediate custody needs, while she's working internationally. The restraining order also demands that DDG stop posting and streaming about Halle and their child. In her filing, Halle claimed that DDG had been whipping his fans into a frenzy by trashing her during his live streams, which she says has led to online harassment. She also requested that DDG hit up a 52-week batterer intervention program, though it's not clear if this request was included included in the temporary restraining order. The court has a hearing set for June 6, 2025, which will determine whether the restraining order should be extended for up to 5 years or dismissed. This hearing will likely spill more tea about the allegations and give DDG a chance to formally respond to the claims. The news about the restraining order broke while DDG was in the middle of a live stream with fellow content creator Aiden Ross. The moment was caught on camera, showing DDG's initial reaction to the TMZ report about the restraining order.
All right, looking at her story now. Oh, got that. Don't even.
That can't even be real.
Yeah, bro.
But that can't even be real. That's the thing.
But don't even. But you remember we talked about last night? All that. Let me say something. It's not.
No, I'm saying, but I don't know where that even came from.
Yo, stop these fake allegations. This is a father. This is a real person. It's a good human being.
Even, but I don't.
But hey, bro, we on stream, bro.
Come on, like I gotta be.
Just don't do it, bro. Come here.
Don't even make no.
All back.
This reaction suggests DDG was caught off guard by the news, though it's impossible to know what he was really thinking just from this short captured moment. The day after the restraining order was granted, on May 14, 2025, DDG posted on X, formerly Twitter, "I'm chillin' BTW. I have no worries streaming later on. No days off." This casual response to such serious allegations had a lot of people side-eyeing him, feeling like he wasn't taking the situation seriously enough. The response from the public to these allegations has been swift and largely backing Halle Bailey. On social media platforms like X and Reddit, many users have expressed shock and sympathy for Halle, while coming for DDG for the alleged abusive behavior. There's also been a noticeable shy in how people are viewing previous criticisms of Halle. Before the restraining order, when DDG was claiming that Halle wasn't letting him see their son, some had been coming for her for potentially keeping a father from his child. In light of the abuse allegations, many are now rethinking those judgments. The criticism aimed at DDG on these platforms has been brutal. Some suggested he had used his relationship with Halle and their son for clout and content, pointing to instances where he had featured Halo in live streams without Halle's permission. In November 2024, shortly after their breakup, Halle called out DDG for showing Halo on a Kai Cenat live stream without her permission.
Oh my gosh, it's Halo himself, live in the flesh. Now Halo, you don't know this, but I'm your uncle. You feel what I'm saying? I'm your uncle, when you were born and stuff like that, I got to see, your dad reveal you and stuff. So it's a pleasure to meet you, Halo.
Check him out.
This incident reportedly led Halle to delete her social media accounts temporarily, highlighting the tension in their co-parenting relationship even before the more serious allegations of abuse came to light. As this story continues to unfold, let's take a closer look at the public reaction to all the allegations made by Halle Bailey. Public reaction. The allegations Halle Bailey made against DDG have got social media on fire, with public opinion heavily backing Halle while dragging DDG for his alleged actions. This shift in how people are viewing the situation represents a major change from earlier narratives around their relationship and breakup. Before the restraining order dropped, there had been mixed reactions to their split, with some fans picking sides based on limited info. When DDG claimed in March 2025 that Halle was blocking him from seeing their son and dropped the track "Don't Take My Son," many felt bad for him as a father, seemingly being kept from his kid.
Every single day or every other day, I'm trying to see him. I'm trying to get him to come over or whatever. I never get him dropped off.
However, the recent allegations have had everyone rethinking those earlier takes. On platforms like X, formerly Twitter, users have been loud with their support for Halle, with many expressing relief that she's taken legal steps to protect herself and Halo. The restraining order news has generated millions of views on posts from major accounts, showing just how invested people are in this situation. One interesting thing about the public reaction has been the confusion some users expressed about who DDG even is. Comments like, "Who is DDG?" or mistaking him for soccer player David De Gea were all over the discussion thread, suggesting that despite his success on YouTube and in the rap game, his fame isn't as widespread as Halle's, who blew up internationally through The Little Mermaid. On Reddit, especially in communities like our hip-hop heads, discussions have been equally critical of DDG while supporting Halle. A thread discussing the restraining order was filled with comments dragging DDG's alleged behavior and showing concern for Halle and Halo's well-being. Some users did come for Halle for her choice of baby daddy, suggesting her relationship with DDG had slowed down her career momentum after The Little Mermaid, but others clapped back, pointing out that her career is still popping, with upcoming projects including the film she'll be shooting in Italy. The hate directed at DDG on these platforms has been brutal. Beyond the condemnation of the alleged abuse, many users clowned his music career, noting weak album sales and suggesting he had used his relationship with Halle Halle and their son for clout and content. Some pointed to problematic behavior patterns, such as his alleged burner Twitter account, and instances where he argued with an AI version of Halle on his streams. In a wild development, there have been calls on social media for DDG to face consequences on streaming platforms like Twitch, with some users urging others to report him for off-service misconduct. This shows how allegations like this can potentially affect not just personal relationships, but professional opportunities and platforms too. The media coverage of these allegations has been everywhere, with outlets from TMZ to the BBC reporting on the restraining order and the details in the court filing. This widespread coverage means the allegations will reach a huge audience, potentially changing how people view both DDG and Halle going forward. For Halle Bailey, the decision to get legal protection through a restraining order is a major move that inevitably puts her private life under the microscope. As a public figure with a young child, the move suggests she felt the situation was serious enough to need formal intervention, despite the extra attention it would bring. The court filing reveals that Halle has been dealing with these alleged issues behind the scenes for months, even as DDG was publicly playing the victim being kept from his son. This disconnect between public narratives and private realities is a reminder of how carefully we should judge celebrity beef played out in the media and on social media. For DDG, the allegations and resulting restraining order could have serious consequences beyond the immediate legal fallout. As a content creator whose bag depends on public perception and engagement, accusations of domestic violence could potentially impact his sponsorships, collabs, and overall brand. The restriction on discussing Halle and Halo in his content also cuts off a topic that had previously been a big part of his streams and music. More importantly, the allegations raise questions about DDG's relationship with his son moving forward, with Halle getting the green light to take Halo to Italy for 2 months and the restraining order keeping DDG at a distance. The co-parenting setup they had previously established has been completely flipped. The outcome of the June hearing will likely set the tone for their parenting relationship in the longer term. Looking back at their relationship history, there were other potential red flags that fans and observers have been quick to point out in retrospect. The controversy surrounding DDG's track Famous, which many interpreted as expressing jealousy over Halle's rising star and on-screen romantic scenes, is now being reevaluated by some as a sign that suggested controlling behavior. Similarly, the drama with DDG's ex-girlfriend Ruby Rose in February 2023, which sparked cheating rumors and public mess, is now being seen by some as an early indication that their relationship had issues from jump. While these incidents don't directly connect to the current allegations of abuse, they contribute to a narrative of a relationship that had troubled elements early on. In understanding the current situation, it's important to consider the power dynamics at play. Halle Bailey's star was rising dramatically during their relationship, especially with the release of The Little Mermaid in 2023, which transformed her from a talented singer and actress into an international Disney princess with global recognition. Meanwhile, DDG, while winning in his own lane as a YouTube creator and rapper, wasn't hitting the same level of mainstream recognition. Some commentators have suggested that this imbalance might have contributed to tension in the relationship, particularly if DDG was in his feelings about jealousy or feeling inadequate compared to Halle's growing fame. His track Famous seemed to directly address these insecurities, with lyrics expressing the challenges of dating a celebrity whose career involves romantic scenes with others. The financial aspect of their relationship has also come under scrutiny following Halle's allegations of financial abuse. While the specific details of these claims haven't been fully disclosed in public reports, they add another layer of complexity to understanding the dynamics between them. Financial control is a recognized form of domestic abuse that can manifest in various ways, from restricting access to funds to creating financial dependence or exploitation. As we look ahead, the scheduled court hearing on June 6, 2025 will be a critical moment in this ongoing situation. This hearing will determine whether the temporary restraining order should be extended for up to 5 years or dismissed. It will likely give DDG a chance to formally respond to the allegations and present his side of the story, which has been largely absent from the public discourse so far. The outcome of this hearing could have major implications for both parties. For Halle, an extended restraining order would provide continued legal protection and establish boundaries for co-parenting moving forward. For DDG, the hearing represents an opportunity to address the allegations, but also carries the risk of further damage to his rep and personal relationships if the court finds merit in Halle's claims. Beyond the legal proceedings, both DDG and Halle will need to navigate the challenges of co-parenting in the shadow of these serious allegations. If the restraining order stays in place, traditional co-parenting arrangements will be difficult to maintain, potentially requiring intermediaries or supervised visitation for DDG to have contact with his son. For Halle, balancing her thriving career with single motherhood under these circumstances presents its own challenges. The court's decision to allow her to take Halo to Italy for her upcoming film project suggests an acknowledgement of these professional demands, but the longer-term arrangements will likely be influenced by the outcome of the June hearing. It's expected, however, that the dispute plays out in full view of the public, just like the complete timeline of their relationship has up until this point. Relationship history: DDG, real name Daryl Dwayne Granberry Jr., and Halle Bailey first caught everybody's attention when they were spotted together at Usher's Las Vegas residency in January 2022. The internet was buzzing about this potential power couple, with both of them on their come-up. DDG killing it on YouTube and in the rap game, while Halle was making moves with Chloe X Halle and had just secured the bag as Ariel in Disney's live-action The Little Mermaid. The rumors didn't stay in the streets for long. By March 2022, DDG made it official with a birthday shout-out to Halle on Instagram. In his now-deleted post, he reportedly wrote, "Happy birthday to the beautifulest, the flyest, the sweetest, love you forever." That post confirmed what everyone was already suspecting. These two were definitely a thing. The couple kept flexing their relationship, making their red carpet debut at the BET Awards in June 2022. They pulled up in matching black fits with some icy chains, letting everybody know they were official.
You just gotta see the fit. Come on. You're matching. This is the moment. We gotta see the whole thing. You look great. Date night. That's what I said. It's the first red carpet walking together.
Yeah. Lit.
So it is lit. I just saw Juvenile. I'm literally having a fit.
Throughout 2022, they kept showing out at high-profile events, hitting up Variety's Power of Young Hollywood event in August, and the 5th annual Wearable Art Gala in October. In an interview with Essence, Halle dropped that she'd actually been a fan of DDG's YouTube content since 2015, and they reconnected when he slid in her DMs after she peeped his music. This little detail made their relationship seem like some real Destiny-type vibe, like they were meant to link up all along. But you already know how it goes with celeb relationships. There's always some drama and social media scrutiny coming with it. In February 2023, their relationship hit its first major speed bump when DDG's ex, Ruby Rose, put Halle on blast for allegedly wearing her old clothes. Rose took to X, what we used to call Twitter, saying, "Having her wear my clothes is crazy, LOL." And just like that, the cheating rumors started flying. The situation got even more heated when Rose supposedly leaked screenshots of DDG and her messages with texts like, "Lol, you're right, let me go heal first." This had everybody thinking they were about to break up, but DDG quickly tried to shut it down, tweeting, "Nobody cheated on nobody, BTW. Don't take my tweets too serious." Halle also addressed the mess with a now-deleted tweet saying, "The devil is working LOL, please don't feel into the lies, especially from a third party." Despite all this public drama, they seemed to patch things up, though you could tell this whole situation wasn't good for their relationship image. A few months later, in July 2023, another controversy popped off when DDG dropped a track called Famous, which a lot of fans took as him being salty about Halle's acting career, especially her role in The Little Mermaid. The bars included lines like, "Filming a movie now, you kissing dudes," and "Hardest thing I did was fall in love with the famous," which had fans thinking he was in his feelings about Halle's on-screen romance with her co-star Jonah Hauer-King. The track caught mad heat, with fans coming for DDG for what they saw as some real hater behavior and an inability to support his girl's come-up. People were calling him insecure and telling Halle to ditch him. DDG tried to play it off as just music, saying it's all part of the entertainment hustle, but the backlash highlighted the tension in their relationship, especially around Halle's rising star status. Despite these public L's, the couple hit a major milestone in December 2023 when they welcomed their son Halo. They kept the pregnancy on the low, only revealing Halo's birth in January 2024 with a maternity photo shoot that broke the internet. The arrival of their baby boy seemed to strengthen their bond, with DDG reportedly dropping $500,000 on Christmas jives for Halle that year. In February 2024, DDG opened up about becoming a dad on the Jason Lee Show, revealing that Halo wasn't planned, but both he and Halle were ready to step up to parenthood. The couple continued sharing glimpses of their family life, celebrating Halle's 24th birthday in Hawaii in March 2024, and finally unveiling Halo's face in some family flicks from an Italian vacation in July 2024. But just a few months after these seemingly happy family moments, in October 2024, DDG announced they were a wrap via Instagram stories. He emphasized they'd still be co-parenting and asked for privacy while they sorted things out. Halle's response to the breakup was more subtle. She later posted on Instagram with the caption, "Life is beautiful," with pics of her with Halo and in a recording studio. Just days after announcing the split, DDG discussed the breakup on his No Ordinary podcast, saying he and Halle were forever family and that their relationship served its purpose, especially bringing Halo into their lives. But he also expressed being salty about the public criticism, feeling picked on because people thought he wasn't on Halle's level. Around the same time, media personality Joe Budden was on his podcast running his mouth about the breakup, saying he was glad they split and questioning DDG's relevance. Budden's comments, including "Who is DDG had DDG firing back on X, clowning Budden's career and age, calling him an old and pointing out how Budden's track Pump It Up only went gold air 20 years. DDG promised to body Budden's podcast legacy, turning what started as commentary on his breakup into a whole separate beat. Despite all the public drama around their split, DDG and Halle seemed to be keeping it cool for co-parenting at first. They even linked up for Halo's first birthday in December 2024, throwing a Coco Melon themed party and sharing photos that gave the impression they were working together for their son's sake. But as we now know, the supposedly amicable vibes between them post-breakup weren't built to last. In the months after they split, the situation would get drastically worse, with serious allegations coming to light that would flip the script on how everyone viewed their relationship. By March 2025, DDG was on social media claiming Halle was preventing him from seeing their son. He aired his grievances during a YouTube live stream and even dropped a track called Don't Take My Son, and accusations that Halle was trying to make him pay to see my son.
Because I don't get the chance to be a dad when I want to be a dad. Like, you think I don't give a fuck about hanging around those girls. I want to be around my son. I want to see my son. I want to hold my son. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I just want to comfort him. I want to put him in the shower, get some steam in his nose so he can feel better. I don't get the chance to do that.
At this point in their story, what looked like your typical celeb breakup drama with the usual social media back and forth was about to take a seriously dark turn. The allegations that would surface in May 2025 would cast their entire relationship in a completely different light, raising mad questions about what was really going down behind closed doors. To wrap this all up, the drama between DDG and Halle Bailey has evolved from what looked like a typical celebrity breakup into a serious legal matter with allegations of abuse. As we wait for more developments, regardless of celebrity status, matters of alleged domestic violence deserve thoughtful consideration rather than sensationalism or rush to judgment. If you enjoyed this video, click on the one showing on your screen to enjoy more.